Okay, let's teach you folks how to log a tape, because that's pretty well the biggest thing that's going on here in PilotWare. Everything counts on logging tapes. So, here we're on a list of all these tapes, right? And some people like sorting them so they can see it all in the right order. You click on the top of those things and it sorts. And I can see that these are 3 tapes that have footage attached to them, so they're eligible to be logged. Right? And there's nothing over here. When we're done logging a tape, we're going to see some information that's over here. So I'm going to go into this tape, and I want to log this tape. What I usually like to tell people, before you just go straight into logging mode like this, I always like to go to Open Player and actually play some of the footage just to make sure that it's
ready?
Just by chance. If the movie's offline or something like that, it's easier to troubleshoot it from here rather than having to go in here and stop logging and all that. So the first thing you should always do before you log a tape is come over here and go to Open Player and just test.
Ready?
Okay. Alright? And then just hit pause and then just go back to the media info page. Alright, cool. So everything's working fine. So what we're going to do now is hit logging mode. Now, before I do that, I want to point out that there's no name right here. And what you should always do before you log a tape is just choose your name. Don't hit log and don't hit done or anything. Just choose your name. Okay? Now, I'm not going to because the system's going to do that automatically. But it's a thing to notice that you always want to put your initials on a tape because in a sense that takes it off of the virtual shelf. In the old days when we used to work with tape-based systems, a logger would go to the shelf and take a tape off of the shelf and stick it into a tape deck. Well, he or she, should be, what you actually did was by taking it off of the shelf, you actually disallowed somebody else to log the same tape. Well, when we're in a virtual world, it can happen that somebody could be logging the same tape at the same time. You don't really want to do that. So by choosing your initials and doing that, it actually disallows somebody else to log the tape, right? But if you just go logging mode, and I'm going to log the tape, see right here, this hasn't been marked with your initials. If you hit set, it actually marks it for you, all right? So, now, what we're going to do is we got to go through and we got to log this tape, and we have to log all 4 of the QuickTime files. Remember on that screen when we went to Open Player, it showed us that there were 4 files. That's actually another good reason to go to Open Player so you can see how many files you have to log, because one tape can consist of 4, maybe 8, depending on how many timecode breaks were on that tape. There's more files to log, right? So, it looks like that there are 4 files on this tape, so I'm just going to go, it automatically gets me a time code in. I'm going to hit play. And this guy's name is Jason.
Can you say it a little louder?
Okay, Jason.
Shouldn't you, like, already know?
Something bad audio, can't hear what he's saying. I'm actually a terrible logger, so don't take this as what you should be typing. But I've got a time code in, I've got a time code out now by clicking on that. I get a time code out, all right? And now I'm going to do a new clip. Notice it says 1 of 1 right there. I go new clip. Oh, end of file. What's that all about? Well, the player here reached the end of the file, and so it's actually just giving me a note to tell me that I'm going to be advancing to file number 2.
Ready? Action.
Now we got file number 2.
Shouldn't you, like...
So let's say I want to back up.
Yep.
This guy.
Okay, because the guy said ready action. I don't necessarily want that.
Action.
Alright, so this is set up by producer. Alright, I'm going to time code out right there. There's my in and out. And now I'm going to go new clip. And it keeps the time code in of where I was. Now I'm going to go play.
Shouldn't you, like, already know?
Jim.
Oh.
Confused.
master camera, I guess.
Grab your.
Love it. Okay. When this footage got digitized, it seems to capture the first frame of the next clip all the time. Alright, there's an out time. Okay, now another thing that's good to know is we have all of these pop downs down here. Okay, exterior shot, it's a daytime shot, it's a close-up. Right? Now these can all be customized by you folks. And in order to add more information, you click on that thing and you can say not funny. Now that's going to pop up there. So you can customize all those things. Down here, you can add the cast members into or releases, attached to each one. I don't have any entered in there, but if I did, there'd be a pop-up that would come up. Okay, but there basically is clip number 2. And I want to now go new clip, into file again. All right, now it's moving along on this one. Here's number 3. All right. Now you'll notice it repeated all of that stuff down there. Okay. Sometimes you might not want it to, but chances are it's still an action shot. It's still exterior. It's still day, so you don't have to keep choosing that all the time. But that one that said not funny, this could be a funny clip. So sometimes you have to keep note that you need to delete stuff. So it looks like here's a close-up of Jason's pocket. And look at that terrible spelling there. We're going to get that later.
You're nervous and
Like kind of
awkward and kind of scared, and so fidget with it, and yeah. Action.
Okay, he just said action, so I'm going to hit an out time, and I'm going to go new clip so I can get the beginning of when he starts fiddling with this stuff.
Great. One more time, just a little quicker on the, just a little quicker.
This is take 1, and also down here, notice there's another scene, shot. You can use these to like go scene 2, shot 1, scene 2, shot 2, if you're logging that way. Alright, I'm going to set an out time, do a new clip, and pulling out wallet, take 2.
Action.
Oh, you know what? Let's do something.
This guy.
Okay, the producers.
Action.
Okay. You know what? Let's not get all that producer stuff. I'm just going to get the out time doesn't have to be the in time of the previous clip. So I'm just going to ignore that stuff and just jump right here and take it from here. So. And,
Great. That was.
Okay. And you know what? If I was actually a good logger, what I would do is I would actually back this up. Now this is 1 frame at a time that I'm going back. Because this really isn't part of the clip either. So I can go right to that point and get a time code out. Alright, so I got a time code in, I got a time code out, and what else? Now I'm going to go new clip into file. It did that because it's close enough to there. I think if it's within 1 second of the end, it's going to assume it's going to the new file. Let's go to the next file here.
Oh.
Now some of these, let's talk about these. This is slow motion forward. You notice when you hit slow, I want to go a little bit faster. Notice up here it's telling me how fast it's going. And you can also go slow motion backwards. Now this one here is just play. This is 1 frame forward. This is 1 frame forward, 1 frame backward. This one takes you to the in time, obviously. If there was an out time, I could go there. Now, if I want to go fast forward, that is this one.
Master, kind of guess.
And if I want to and then, of course, don't forget, too, if you want to just zip around the file, just drag that and zip around. There you go. What else is down here? Eject the movie. Takes the movie out, right? Hey, where'd it go? Now you do anything, nothing's... And if you want to reload the movie, you hit that, and it reloads it. Cool. And a wheel...
master.
Jumps back. Time.
MasterCard.
Now, also, don't forget that there are a whole lot of keyboard shortcuts, right? See that 4 and the U? So if I'm going to hit the keyboard now. I'm not clicking with the mouse, right? Imagine nothing up my sleeve, just hit the mouse, right? And so right now, I'm going to hit the I key.
MasterCard, I get.
Okay, and that's pause. This is basically works off that numerical keypad over there. Don't forget 7 and 9 are also timecode in and out. But also, if you forget those, they're all up under here. All of these keyboard shortcuts are all floating along up here. All right. So let's just play.
Yes.
And let me show you guys some other logging shortcuts. Now I just hit the end here. And you see that little blue thing? That gives you kind of a visual idea how far you went. That's counting files, right? So that was file 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll float down there. Spell check, obviously. Oh, you know what? We didn't type anything in here. Jason on the thing. All right. Now, we've got a spell check button. Very important, because remember how I screwed up that spelling? Close-up of... Okay, there we go. And now another good thing to do is watch. There is a way that you can actually set up some shortcuts that you like yourself. See all these blank things right here? There's nothing there. But watch. I'm going to, since I use Jason a lot of the time, I'm going to edit a keyboard shortcut. I come over here and I'm going to type in Jason. I'm going to type in close-up. I should probably spell it correctly, shouldn't I? Jason. Close-up. Let's do Paul. I know there's a mom, right? Okay. So I just typed in all of that stuff. And now when I go up here and it says keyboard shortcut, look at that, Jason, those are all sitting there for me. This is on a per user basis, so what you set up for yourself isn't necessarily what somebody else can have. This is just for you, right? So Apple Shift Control 1. I'm going to do that. Apple Shift Control 1. And oops, thing. There you go. So I'm holding Apple and the Option, excuse me, not Control. Apple, Option, Shift 1. Or Shift 2 is the other one, and I can just type those in as we go along. Alright? Let's delete that. Cool. Alright, so anyways, when you're all done logging, you can go back and review what you were doing. If you got to change anything, or if you want to adjust time codes ins and outs or something, you can go back and look at them all. But when you're all done, you basically just go here, stop logging, and it goes back real quick and gets a JPEG of each file. Now this is important. See this thing here? Set this type as completed. I'm going to hit yes. Alright? And here's my log. Incidentally, that yes that I clicked on, that was the same as hitting this done button. Right? And I put a check mark there and all that. But basically now when I go over here to elements, I can look at my log. I've got everything sitting there. Oh, look at that. It's highlighting the word the. Let's just get rid of that. And if I go here to clips, that was the one that I just was on. And if I want to go through and review what I did and I can edit it from this screen, I can do that also. There are different screens in looking at this stuff. If I had to transcribe it, I could transcribe it right here. And just different things. Okay, so that's basically how to log. And incidentally, if you want to print your log, you can come over here and go print clips.
2 drags of this.
And there we go. And then you want to print it or save it as a PDF, whichever one you want to do. Let's just do the preview here. And you can see your printout of your thing there. There you go. Awesome. So that's how you do that.